now.
Thank you for all your support. This is an awful thing again. Can't believe it's happening.
The mother of 3 kids who are locked up in Children's Village until today, tearfully thanking Fox 2 for helping them to get free. It's a story that has garnered international headlines, sparked protests and petitions to free the Tsimhoni children.
In the end, the judge agreed a detention center was not in the best interest of the children.
I'm happy that the kids are out, and that I can go. I hope I can go see them now.
Maya Tsimhoni with tears of relief after her 3 children were released from an Oakland County juvenile detention center where they've been for more than 2 weeks. They were sentenced to Children's Village until they were 18 years old by Judge Lisa Gorcyca, who held the kids in civil contempt last month because they didn't want to spend time with their father.
This court's remedy in this particular situation may seem drastic and offensive. So too is the notion that children have been convinced that the only way to maintain a stable and loving connection with the mother is to vilify and reject a father.
Judge Gorcyca spent the beginning of the emergency hearing defending her decision. She felt that was her only option after 5 years of multiple court hearings and a bitter legal battle over visitation and therapy. Gorcyca also blamed the mother for parental alienation, turning the kids against their father, despite the fact the oldest child claimed he had witnessed the father abuse his mother.
She has damaged these children. And, you know, Mother, God bless you. You've succeeded in that. So I think it's a travesty. I want them out of the village. They don't belong there. Come up with a plan.
The mothers, fathers, and children's attorneys all agreed with the children's guardian ad litem, and eventually so did the judge, deciding, after all, a detention center was not the best option for a 9, 10, and 14-year-old.
The court is summarily dismissing the contempt. The court agrees with the children's guardian's recommendation as to the best interest of the children.
The kids will now be transferred to a summer camp where they will receive counseling and be allowed visits from both parents, who agreed with the judge's decision. Mom in court and Dad on the phone from Israel, where he spends most of his time with his new wife and child.
Mom, Dad, can you abide by that? Dad?
Yes, I can. And I will.
The only thing I always said to the court is that love comes with love. You can't terrorize someone to love. You can't force somebody to love.
And let's bring in legal analyst Charlie Langton. You know, Charlie, at the hearing, a lot of attorneys came up and questioned really whether Judge Gorcyca had the power to do this. This was a parental supervision hearing that she turned into a civil contempt hearing. And then did she have the power to even send these kids to Children's Village?
Yeah, I think she does have the power. First of all, she's a family court judge, and this is the family. And one member of the family, or in this case, perhaps 3 members of the family, didn't obey a court's order. The idea for these kids is to get the family together, get mom and dad and kids together. And when some piece of that puzzle isn't doing what the judge says, which the law mandates, someone's got to pay. And in this case, the judge said, these kids go.
However, a lot of people said a lot of things after that came out. What changed? What changed that made what happened today happen today, that those kids now to go to camp?
I think that's a great question, but I don't know that Children's Village is the right, best place for these kids if you want to accomplish getting the family united. It's somewhat of an adversary. It's not jail, but it's not the Ritz either.
But didn't somebody have to say something or do something behind the scenes that changed this whole thing?
Physically, the guardian ad litem, the person responsible for representing the kid, guardian ad litem, in this case is Bill Lancet. He's an attorney, been an attorney for a long time. He said, Judge, you know what? There's got to be a better alternative.
And it wasn't just them. It was also the mother's attorney, the father's attorney, and that guardian ad litem who said, wait, we gave you other options. This Children's Village wasn't it, because she said that was her only choice. She said, what about camp, this summer camp? What about counseling? And it seemed at that point that she felt like she had no other decision.
At this one right now.
Right, no other choice, yes.
Right, at this time, yeah. That's right. Well, you know what? It certainly got the attention, but the bottom line here is that summer camp is good. There's also ordered counseling for the parents. Parent alienation. We're going to hear a lot about that word because this, according to the judge, was the worst case. case where mom does whatever she's done. This case has a history going back to 2009. They were divorced in 2011, and there's been oodles and oodles of hearings, dozens of hearings over custody, parenting time, etc.
And accusations on both sides.
Dad beat up the mother apparently at one time. Dad hit the mom in front of the kids at one point in time. Dad's not the greatest thing in the world here either. So the issue I see is when you've got a mom who's questionable, a dad who's questionable in Israel for one, what do you do with these kids? The kids are, well, how they 8, 9, 10, and 14, but when they were divorced, they were only 3, 4, and 8 years old, little tiny kids. Generally speaking, the law does not give deference to kids. Whatever the kid, you don't ask a 9-year-old, where do you want to go? That's putting the kid in a terrible situation. So that what the judge has to do here is the judge is in the worst position of all. She has tried things. The parents are just fighting. They won't do it. What do you do? And in this case, for that couple of days, Children's Village, until somebody came up with a better idea.
Well, it was originally until she was 18, until they were 18 years old.
And the judge was mad. And I say the judge absolutely. She was mad, frustrated, absolutely.
She thought it was the best option. A lot of people disagreed. Here we are today.
And hopefully these kids, the parents have to come together. Mom and dad have to come together, period.
Bottom line is the story is not over, and neither is the coverage.
Yes.
Thank you, Charlie Langton, for being with us tonight.
Thank you.
And Charlie and I will go deeper into this case on Let It Rip weekend. You'll hear from experts and insiders in the story that's made headlines all over the world. It's Sunday morning at 9:30. And remember, you can use the hashtag Let It Rip to see your tweets live on the air.